So it's really interesting. Thank you. Our final presentation this evening then is from the Youth Council. So I think that is Priska and Geminat, yeah? And I think we've got some slides for you. So Molly will share those and you can guide us through them to click along when you need us to. Okay, over to you.
Hi, my name's Priska. I'm a Lambeth Youth Councillor.
I'm Priska, and Geminat, who you're joined by, yeah?
Hi, I'm Gemina and I'm a Lambeth Youth Councillor. The reason why I joined Lambeth Youth Council was to create change, as I saw there wasn't enough change being created.
I joined the Lambeth Youth Council because same thing as Geminat, there wasn't much change and I wanted to have an impact on the community.
Next slide, please.
It's just warming up. Is it moved?
No.
No, it's still in the main one.
Okay. Try again, Molly. You double click it and do it, sometimes it reactivates it. Or command going again, sorry guys.
I'm just going to restart it, I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah. It's good, it creates dramatic tension, Molly.
Sorry. Does that work?
There we go, yeah.
Sustainable clothes. Okay, what are the barriers to acting? Sustainable clothes are expensive. Middle-class people charity shops can take resources away from poorer people who need help. Electric cars are not affordable for everyone.
Our government needs to fund TfL. Low emission zones have made it difficult for me to get around with my disability. We need to make the solution to climate change more accessible. These are points made by other young people. Yeah.
Our government, what we mean by our government need to fund TfL is the fact that a lot of working class and middle class people go in public transport, and it's not fair that they have to suffer because the government doesn't care about them. A lot of young people who are the future, which I am part of, we take the bus to school. We take all different types of transport to school. So it's not fair, which shows how much the government really cares about us if they don't have enough time or enough effort to, actually put more money into TfL. Next slide, please.
The government don't encourage us in decisions or invest in educating us about climate change. I don't feel safe to cycle. The main roads are too busy and the bike lanes aren't big enough. My family can't afford ULEZ funds and fines.
We need to consider what is out of control of ordinary people. It's not all homes and cars. Manufacturers need to change the way of producing. We need to go up to down the street and get leaders to listen. What we mean by my family can't afford ULZ fees and fines, we're not saying that they should cancel it completely, but a lot of working class and middle class families don't have enough money to support meals and stuff. So how do you expect them to pay, £60 fees for fines? That £60 could be used to put money down on the table for light, electricity, basic health needs. But if we keep on going really strict on the laws, it's not going to be fair for them. So just because they made one little mistake, like, you know, parking in the wrong place or not knowing that there was a zone because the government did not update them, doesn't mean that they should have to be penalized to that extent where they can't put food on the table for their children. Next slide, please. Thinking about climate change and the future of your family, what are you fearful about? I didn't have asthma when I was younger. Now I have asthma. That is because every day I have to experience the pollution. I'm worried my family will die. I'm worried about my health.
I'm worried about my ability to move around as a disabled person. I'm worried that the government will put more restrictions on us.
A lot of people have started to get asthma now due to the fact of pollution is rising extremely. And the thing that was funny about it is that during lockdown, I don't know if you heard the stats, but there was a statistics that came out that, you know, pollution went down on an all-time low when we were all locked inside, like the world was on lockdown. But as we came back out, the world started to become more polluted, and then the pollution started to rise. A lot of people already suffer from underlying health conditions. So by pollution on the rise, it can make a lot of stuff more harder for them. Next slide, please. Imagine yourself Imagine yourself in 2030. Our area has collectively tackled climate change and is thriving. What do you see? Priska?
Okay, we need to tackle climate change everywhere, not just Lambeth. If it's tackled with restrictions that harm disabled people, it's not helpful. We need to become complacent with things when things get better. A better world is with less hospital admissions.
It's hard to imagine. I've never even tasted clean air or changed air. I want to see small businesses taking over big fast fashion shops, sweet shops. It will be better. It will be a better community because we will all care about sustainability. We have this. We were discussing this earlier. If Lambeth becomes nicer than other boroughs, more people might move here and push out original residents. But this thing is not a good thing because it's not fair that original people who have been here for time, like years and years and years, just because like everything has gone to a rise and more people are coming, doesn't mean that they should have to, you know, move out. And also there's a lot of, if like the government see that Lambeth is doing it and it is working completely fine and is working like perfectly, they will want to invest more into other boroughs and even Lambeth a bit more. So if Lambeth is getting more investments by the government, I think that it's really important to help, you know, the people who have been here for long periods of times, for years and years and years, rather than, you know, push them aside and forget all about them. If we do that, then we're not creating no better society, we're making it worse. We can't, you know, fix one right and then make another wrong. That's not how it's supposed to go. We're supposed to be fixing this in an orderly manner where everybody has equal justice and everywhere is peace and harmony. Even though we can't create a perfect utopia, I think that we can still create one that's good enough, close to it. Thank you. Next slide. What would you like to tell the Climate Assembly?
We would like you guys to start by listening to young people's views, looking at other causes of climate change than just individual choices like restaurants and construction. We need proper representation in many decisions. You can't have one disabled person representing the whole community.
The government are forcing people to cause pollution because they are not giving us the tools to stop climate change. Listen to young people's views. Look at other causes of climate change than just individuals' choices, e.g. restaurants and constructions. What we mean by, we need to make young people involved in decision making. We need to get like youth ambassadors. A lot of people in, the council are normally like 18 or 19, and that's what they classify as young people, 16 to 18. That's not the type of young people we're thinking about. We're thinking about 13 and up, 13 and over, because it's not fair that the younger group of the young people on that side are more forgotten about and more not included in decision makings, and they don't like to understand and like the fact that a lot of young people have sense, and a lot of people have more sense than the government in power right now, and they don't like the fact of that, which is why they keep on pushing us down. And also it can lead into so many different other sectors. It can give young people job experience, which is what we're trying to do. Get young people to be our future, train young people to be our future, help young people to be our future. When you leave this earth, what do you want? You want to have like a future that's absolutely amazing, something that's better, something that's absolutely greater. And for the statement where we need proper representation is because there was an incident with a climate change assembly where they only said for the next meeting there would be only one cisgender, there would be loads of cisgender men, and one person represented one type of disability, like the whole disability community, which I think is wrong and absolutely wrong. You can't have one person that's representing one community because there's different types of disabilities. It's not fair that they constantly exclude different stuff. Like, you can't be doing that. We as a collective, we need to come together as a society to build a better place, as I've said before. Thank you. Next slide. Priska?
Okay, this is an image drawn by one of the people we work with. On the left in 2021, we can see how we're living right now. The costs to be able to help solve the environment, use things that are not harmful for the environment, are so expensive. The air is terrible here. Like, it's just really, really bad. And what we hope is that by 2030, we have clean air. We can use materials that will be environmentally safe, and we just hope that we can have a better community and a better society by then.
Just to round everything off, I just want to leave with a closing statement and something on your mind. Young people are the future, and I think it's incredibly important that you have listened to what we have said today, because young people are disregarded, ignored consistently by the government and by all types of people just because we're young. We're not supposed to know anything, but in fact we are way more observant than a lot of people. So I just wanted to say, please take that away, and please, oh sorry, I have a few shout outs. We have a girl called Teresa, and she has an organization, a GoFundMe right now. I think it's called My Body Is Mine on Instagram, so please check it out and please donate. And also our Lambeth Youth Council leader has also, opened up a new business. Please go check it out. It's American Dog Bites. And thank you so much for listening, and have a nice day. Any questions?
Hey, thanks both. That was you covered a load of stuff there, and I love that image you've ended with. So thanks for sharing that stuff. There's loads of